Deputies are targeting a small group of high-dollar thieves around construction sites.
As producer Roger Hamer shows us, they're hitting housing developments in the western part of the county.
This is unincorporated Douglas County. I mean, this is not only the fastest growing development area in the Omaha metro area, it's one of the fastest growing areas in the nation.
Building a house is an expensive endeavor. Materials, manpower, and machinery are necessary as the county expands westward. But thieves are also looking to profit off that construction.
So you have people that want to victimize the companies that are building these residential and commercial areas, steal their tools, steal their goods.
Douglas County Sheriff Aaron Hansen tells First Alert 6 that although the overall number of property thefts has gone down considerably the past few years, the dollar value of what the thieves are stealing has greatly increased. And the crooks have the Sheriff's Department's attention.
We know we struggle with a small handful of chronic thieves. We know who they are. Oftentimes we can prove it's them.
Sheriff Hansen says his department is doing all they can to stop these thefts, but he also adds they need some help from other government entities.
Unfortunately, once we arrest them, they're released on bond, and their supervision, in my opinion, is inadequate while they're out on bond, and they reoffend until we catch them again. Or they're placed on probation, or they go through the prison system, and upon release, they just start to reoffend again.
Over the past 5 to 6 years, it's been an incredible problem.
I spoke with Dave Volkman, a local developer with the Home Company and treasurer of the Metro Omaha Builders Association. He says efforts by the Sheriff's Department, such as increased patrols, has helped reduce these crimes this year.
They've kept us very abreast at kind of what they found and what they've done over the past year and a half. I believe they got one last year, and when they found how much stuff was stolen, it was just incredible what two men were able to do.
The thieves now are really trying to get the high dollar amount because they know that our deputies are on the hunt for them aggressively, and they want to take advantage of getting the high dollar amount to make the theft worth it.
But builders are fighting back using tracking devices and cameras to help catch the crooks. Hansen hopes to get additional support from area law enforcement, corrections, and the judiciary to clamp down on these thieves. In Northwest Douglas County, I'm Roger Hamer, First Alert 6.
Sheriff Hansen says he hopes to get the legislature involved to help increase penalties and stricter supervision to help keep the reoffenders from striking again.